Before I came to Haileybury, I think there was an inkling that I did want to do something in the creative arts. It wasn't until Derek Scott, who was the head of senior school at that time, he was taking me around on a school tour before I was enrolled, and when he opened those doors to Aikman Hall and I saw just how huge this hall was and how amazing it was, I just went, I think I need to jump on stage here. This looks like something I want to do.
One of my most memorable days was the day I got that phone call that I was the inaugural girls' school captain. It absolutely came as a shock. I think going to Haileybury was a reward enough and like an amazing opportunity in itself. And then to get that phone call, it really solidified the fact that it was the best decision I could have made for my schooling.
People ask me, why paediatrics? It's very heartbreaking. You see all the sad things. And the answer to that is yes, you do. You go into medicine and paediatrics to make a difference. That's what really charges you. To me, to help people was why I went into medicine.
Medicine doesn't just become a job, it becomes a lifestyle choice because it's so hard emotionally to separate work from all the other things. There's nothing that makes it easier because some situations are just hard and you need to be able to accept that and move on and manage the next patient and the next patient.
My first major project was working on the Cardinia Reservoir with John Holland as a student engineer. They were building a massive pipeline connecting it to the D-cell plant to pump water through to the reservoir there at Cardinia. It was exciting to be welcomed into their team as quickly as I was. I got shown a lot of things and it was really the starting point for my career.
Some of the best campaigns I've been involved in, some of them go back to the early days when, you're really, really hands-on. I talk about Chupa Chups campaigns that we did in the mid-90s that overnight turned into one of the coolest products to have sticking out of your mouth, and that was the power of what advertising can do.
We started in 2011 and this was all moonlight hours, and we had to find amazing educators. At this point in time, we've got over 400 schools as signed up clients of EdRollo, and that equates to about 70,000 students each year, and probably over 3,000 teachers utilising the resource as well each year. When we say we want to improve education, we want to do it on a global scale.
My father had impressed on me that no matter how well I may play football, I must have a career. Walking into Carlton had that air of here I go again to give it another go after having tried it twice at Hawthorn. And the weight of responsibility and the expectation built even greater when they bestowed on me the number 25, one of the most famous jumpers of the Carlton Football Club.
The school has been a large part of my life, and I say that with a real warm feeling within. It's just been so good to me. It's opened so many doors. It's a sad thing to say that probably after 60 odd years, my best friends in life are still my school friends, and we've remained friends for life.
The 2006 election, I think the overwhelming emotion on election night was one of relief. It's quite a surreal moment when you realise that you've just been elected a Member of Parliament. I was fortunate that I got a phone call from Steve Bracks offering me that role as Parliamentary Secretary for Transport, and the only answer when you made an offer like that is thank you Premier, I'd be delighted. So that was what I said.
I'm really grateful to Haileybury and all of the opportunities that it provided me with. It was my first school and stepping stone, and not just the academics but also the friendships and the relationships it provided.
The best advice I ever received, and it would be the exact same advice as what I would give out to everyone else, is that no one is there to make a job for you. Nobody actually wants to employ you. You have to go after it. So if you want a job, albeit in radio or in commerce, you have to make that opportunity for yourself.
I think one thing I can really, really thank Haileybury for is they taught us to be incredibly productive. Because I did do sport after school, orchestra one night, maybe the school play as well, you were constantly doing things. And then at the same time, I was usually down at my local athletics club doing training for them. So you had to get the work done.
There are times when you get disappointments. There are times when you don't get your own way. There are times when you make mistakes. I think as long as you learn from those things, then you can get to where you want to get. And I think that's really important.